Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Buenos dias. Welcome to another episode of the opening procedures. How are you guys doing? Give me one quick second. Let me regulate this background music. That was a good intro. You guys got 2 minutes to get your behinds in here. I'm very happy to have you guys here for another morning chat. We're just getting the day started. Give me one quick second. I'm gonna lower this all the way. You know that you have, I think it's I want to say 15 seconds or something like that before they can mess with your thing, because YouTube, you know how it is. They have to figure out a way to basically do what they do, right? So they always have to find a way to, you know, make things more complex. Give me one quick second. I'm pulling up 504 answer. Hold on. Hello.
Hi, good morning. This is okay about my hotel.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing okay.
I'm already at
Oh,
my.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
y-
I just dropped you off.
Yeah, mama. I'm at my destination already.
All right.
Thank you. God
I
bless.
would have started off.
You're
All
fine.
right.
You're fine, my love. God bless you. Oh yeah. You have to solve. Give me one quick second. So when everybody gets in here, let me see where the heck is the explore. Okay. Hmm. Let's go with developing your skills. All right. I just want to have everything on cue for you guys. Okay. Have a good self assessment here. All right. Here it is. So we got this on cue. We got something fun here for you guys. So let me see. All right. We're past the 2 minute mark. So we are going to go over everything very quickly, and we'll kind of build from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is another gathering of the minds. As you can see, I already made my cup of coffee, made myself to the franchise. You hear the train coming, so we're right on time. We're the only podcast with its own train. Try to beat that for the competition. Got to be creative, right? So it's not necessarily about resources, but resourcefulness. We have to make do with what we have. So what do we have? We have several digital platforms, and we have very powerful internet. So for a person like me, that's everything that I need. So how can we start the day? Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for making here early. I promise I will have a cup of coffee with you guys every single day. So what do we have on today's agenda? First, we're going to do the Dominican Republic news. We will be using the Listín Diario app. All right. After that, we're going to check the markets. We're going to start with commodities. Then we'll go into currencies. Um, we'll go into digital assets. You know, people call them cryptocurrencies. I kind of have a small issue with that, but we'll go with that. Beautiful Ferrari Testarossa, beautiful car. My God, it's so beautiful. But I have my visualizers uh, going in the main screen in my main monitor. I'm watching these beautiful hypercars from Monaco. Actually, let me slow down this reel a little bit. And as you all know, the business will not be opening for several hours. So, what we're going to do is we are going to create content. We're going to create content. And we have to remember that digital marketing is the new language that our new consumers and clients speak. In order for us to be able to make it to the next level, right? As far as the future, we need to have an online presence. So how can I create value? Well, I create value by giving insights on life and business and retirement and sharing a lot of the things that have happened in my personal life and in my business career, and in the hopes that it helps at least one person every single day. So I already have Google News on queue. We'll be doing technology news. I have the Baja app already open. I have the Dominican newspapers already open. We're doing a live. I have a cup of coffee. I got my visualizers. I gave you guys a little bit of music for the intro. I don't like to use too much of it because YouTube, of course, knocks it down. And I'd like to give you guys some words of encouragement before we start. So let's begin with the emphasis on value. It's very easy to put a price on things. It's very difficult to put a value on things. Why is that important? Well, it's important for many factors. For one, is the squeeze of the lemon worth the juice? In some rare instances, that may not be the case. Overall, it should make sense. I'm going to share with you guys an example. So, when I started my technology company, the first system that I developed was a prototype that was handheld, it was portable, it was rechargeable, and it was an automotive system. Now, my competitors were in the 2000 range. I knew that for me to be competitive, I would have to be somewhere around maybe 399 out the door. In electronics, at times that can be very hard to do because sometimes the components or the componentry is just expensive. And the only way to get costs down is to mass produce it in such a high number that the manufacturers have to give you, barely above what they're making in profit. As time progressed, I quickly learned that in technology, you have to be first because if you're just playing catch up, well, you are on a time frame, meaning as time passed on, even though I made some revisions to the prototype, I was pushed out of the market because the market was moving too fast and there was no way that I could lower the cost. So it was a valuable lesson learned. What was the price of the components? Well, the components have a price. There's nothing I could do about that. What was the value? Well, the value would have been amazing had I been able to meet that challenge. Sometimes in business, we're not always able to meet those challenges. Therefore, it was a lesson well learned. As my company grew and developed, and I worked on different systems, I realized that speed and accuracy would be the key. And that has been the secret to my success. Yesterday, we spoke about business not being for everybody. And the reason is most people just don't understand what it means to go the extra mile. That's because people can't go the first mile as it is. And that's not a tragedy. That's not something negative. That's something you could use to build your own franchises, your own businesses, your own ventures. And there's a secret, sweet science to this that some people dominate very well, or it's easier for them to dominate versus situations where you might have a different set of people struggle with something that's basic, right? And I realized at this stage of my life that things in life cannot be forced. You cannot force things in life. You cannot force a person to love you. You cannot force a person to care about you. You cannot force a person to understand you. Um, Moral support is more powerful than you may perceive. Some people wield that power unwilling to open their heart, meaning they can love you when it's convenient. They can love you when everything is perfect, but you can't force it. I realize in music that with 8 billion people on earth, everybody is not going to listen to my music. I don't need to convince anybody to like my music. I have my fans, and my fans are very special and unique, and they're so special and unique that I guard them with everything that I do. For example, when we speak about NFT technology, it's such a challenge at times to explain it to people of my culture because of the way that we communicate in our culture. It always sounds like a rooster fight when we speak. And the problem is that the ignorance is belligerent, is clear. You have to understand that in a university format, you're going to be engaging between 4 and 6 hours. We're not including the 2 hours of anticipation, getting to class, and the 2 hours of decompression once you get out of class. So imagine having a conversation with somebody that's never sat down for 6 hours, never had to prep 2 hours before for an exam and 2 hours afterwards for an essay or review or something like that. And you're trying to have a conversation where everything that is condensed into 6 hours, it is condensed knowledge, highly advanced education for 4 to 6 hours. Imagine trying to have a 6 minute conversation. How much can I really distill into 2 or 3 minutes when people in my culture can't process more than 15 seconds? So you get a lot of repetitiveness. This is the sheep mentality. This is the follower mentality. The reason why they don't understand is because they don't have the processing power to understand. Now, myself as an educator, I have to build that bridge. Some people learn audio, some people learn visual, some people learn by writing, some people learn interactive, some people learn by asking questions. My challenge as an educator is to find what are the attributes to each one of my students because I can talk about business for years nonstop, not for days, not for months. People can't process that. Give me 1 second. Now, why is that important? It's important because to build a successful business, you first must build a successful team. And when you're dealing with people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions, different education levels, different experience, all these wonderful things can be detrimental or they can be essential for building. The only way to really know is to give it a chance. It's like getting married. You don't really know a person till you live with them, till you have mutual responsibilities. You don't know how that person is really going to interact with you or the world. All you can do is go into a relationship with an open heart and give everybody an opportunity, just like any business, any venture, any industry, and any trade. And all these things sound repetitive. If you listen to Jim Rohn, you're going to hear all my rhetoric. If you listen to, Eric Thomas or Anthony Robbins or a Les Brown, these are just examples, Zig Ziglar or Andrew Carnegie. There's a reason why the signature of their perspective as far as business is what it is. One moment can change your life or it can stay the same. The choice is yours. You decide what you're going to do. What kind of future do you want? 25 years from now, where do you want to be? I know where I want to be. I know where I'm coming from. I know everything that I've been through to get here. So I don't feed into the nonsense. Why? Because I cannot afford to do so. I have to think about the future. I have millions and millions of dollars invested. It is very hard for me to sleep at night. Most people don't grasp the concept that if you have a few $1 million to invest, most people's mentality is to hoard cash, is to hold on to that. What they don't understand is that the economy is like a bucket of water. Therefore, currency is like a bucket of water. It doesn't matter if you're trading in yen, in dollars, euros, or British pounds. It doesn't matter. The value of X amount of dollars will never be maintained unless it's converted into something like a precious metal, let's say gold, for example. I like cryptocurrencies, which is a digital version of it. But because people don't understand that the entrepreneur has to be a maverick, has to be an adventurer, has to be willing to take the risk, they don't comprehend that. And guess what? Most people will see $1 million and it'll be gone as fast as they see it. Why? Because you have to understand how to divide one penny in order to become wealthy, not rich. Most people are rich, they just don't realize it. Rich is a matter of perspective or standpoint. For example, if you compare your life today, even somebody in Africa, to the medieval times, you are a fucking gazillionaire by comparison. You eat better, you sleep better, your day to day functions are that much, on a higher level. Yet, by today's metrics, people may disagree with that. What if I told you in Africa you will be a millionaire with $20,000? And what is the meaning of the context, right? Like, what is the connotation? What is that associated with? Well, it's all about shifting your perspective. Why? Because what would be the potentiality if you were to fly overseas and develop businesses where you could be a pioneer? What would be the outcome? The outcome would be quantum. Quantum is taking $1 million and building a company and selling it for $900 million. That is quantum growth. People don't really understand growth. How can they fathom quantum growth? I've learned very particular lessons with some of the people that are closest to me. Even if I tried, I am speaking Japanese to a Chinese person. That's an example that I always write about or I give in my books. And it is the solid state truth. It does not change. What you put into this life is what you're going to get out. Scare money doesn't make money. If you're scared to invest 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, $100 million, you're never going to see $1 billion. There is no way for you to do it unless you hit the lottery. And that doesn't really count because you didn't have to work for that. You didn't have to put any effort. You just bought a lottery ticket and you got lucky enough to win. And that is the issue that we're going to address today because we're going to be talking about team building. We're going to be talking about personal development. We're going to do a personal assessment so that it can help us teach people like you, which are equally just like us. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. What you do with those 24 hours is going to determine your future. Whether you like it or not, this is the sail of the wind. The economy is constantly moving, just like currency, just like things that are used for storage of value. So think about your $5 million like a bucket of water, but you're a kid in a village, somewhere in the jungle in the mountains, and you have to run to get this water to your family. Do you think that if you have a 5 gallon bucket of water and you're running through the Amazon rainforest, do you think that when you arrive to your family, you're still going to have 5 gallons of water? You're not. Why? Because as you're moving, that bucket of water is going to be splashing left and right. And every time it splashes, a little bit comes out and a little bit comes out. The only way you can be repatronized is if it's raining and a few drops of water happen to fall into the bucket at the speed that you're moving. Why is that important? Because your success starts with your mentality. Your success starts with you. If you have a nonchalant attitude, oh, it'll never happen, it can't work, it's impossible. I don't need a million reasons why things are not going to work. I need one reason why it's going to work. So that out of 100% effort that I could make, I could put 99% of my effort to the 1% of potential. That's what an entrepreneur is. Everybody wants the house on the beach. Everybody wants the Porsche, Ferrari, or the Lamborghini. Everybody wants the popcorn economy, instant gratification, laugh now, cry later. I don't happen to be one of those people. Why? Because I've been investing my money for a really long time and it builds character. I went through all the ups and downs, all the lefts, all the rights. I understand business and I understand life. And I have a very high level of education. Not only that, I'm able to teach everything that I learned. So that makes me even more equipped to sustain the changes that are to come as technology emerges more into the day to day fabric of our lives. 100 years from now, everybody's gonna have a robot in their house. Everybody's gonna have an R2D2. We've been waiting for that since when? The 70s and the 80s. We're in 2024. Again, business is not for everybody. You cannot force somebody to love you. You cannot force somebody to love your products and services. You cannot force people to welcome you into an industry or field. I got into technology. I'm a kid from Harlem in the Bronx. My family is from France and Spain, the Dominican Republic. I was born in Puerto Rico. I'm a minority. I speak with an accent. I love baseball. I love pizza and chicken wings. Guess what? It doesn't matter. You're not welcome to just go into technology and say, I'm going to start a technology company. There are elite groups of people that are in these businesses because they have access to loads of cash to have trials and error and trials and error. Before you know it, the new iPhone. Before you know it, the new George Foreman grill. Before you know it, the Magic Bullet. Before you know it, the Keurig. Think about that. All those products, all those services were created by people just like me and you. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. There was an architect that designed that living space, whether it's commercial or it's residential or it's industrial. Why can't you be that person? Why can't you be that entrepreneur? Why can't you nourish that idea to do something different and change the world? Why? Because your cousins are talking trash, because your family's talking trash, because your friends are talking trash, because society's saying this, that, and the third. Why does that have to affect you? When at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is figure out life and we're all in the pursuit of happiness. That's all it is. Whether your definition of success is 100 million or is 15 million, it doesn't matter. Everybody does not want a BMW. I always mention my teachers and my mentors that taught me that. Everybody does not want a BMW. Everybody doesn't care about those things. I can give you an example. One time I was looking at real estate with my older brother, and we were driving through a very rural state. And I remember driving by this mansion. The house was beautiful. There was so much land. He could have built 12 mansions. Remember, there's a mansion in the middle of this property. And as you know, I'm a car collector. So the gentleman had a SLP Firebird Formula, cherry red, target tops, fully loaded. In that setting and in that environment, that is a fucking Lamborghini or a Ferrari. That's a car that at the time you could probably buy for $35,000, close to 300 horsepower. What more do you need? The car doesn't break. There's nothing that really goes bad with those cars. Those cars respond very well to modifications. Remember, this guy is living in a multi-million dollar house in a multi-million dollar state. He drives a $30,000 car, fully loaded, 35,000 out the door. For some people, that is the definition of success. For him, in his mentality, that's his orange Lamborghini STO, which I'm looking at one right now on my visualizer. I'm courting the universe because I'm making these requests not only for myself but for my family, not only for my family, for my friends and my colleagues and my peers and my business partners. I don't want to be the only guy driving a Bugatti or Ferrari or Lamborghini down the street. I want everybody in my family to have one. I want all my friends to have one. I want all of our business and investments to be successful. That is my dream. I have a greedy ass fucking dream. In my dream, everybody's fucking multimillionaires. I don't have a small mentality. I don't have the mind of scarcity where people are always looking at the cup half empty. All I see is potentiality. All I see is growth. All I see is the greater good in each person. And I judge people by their heart. And guess what? My mentors, my teachers, the leaders of my life taught me how to find these attributes in people. And what is the the secret sauce to my success? I surround myself with people that have amazing minds, that are creative, that are artistic, that express themselves in a different way. And in the same way that I would never limit their creativity or their growth, they will never limit my creativity and my growth because this is who I am. This is not just what I do. You cannot take a fish out of water for too long and expect it to survive. I cannot be in a negative environment. I'm not a negative person. I have to be happy every day. I have to listen to music. I have to be creative. I have to be artistic. I have to be able to express myself unplugged from the matrix. While most people struggle with that internally, some people cannot even process it internally, nonetheless express it externally. And one moment could change your life or it could stay the same. One negative thought could destroy your entire day. One negative gesture, one negative action, one negative connotation. It has a frequency. And to go from negative to positive, all you have to do is click the dot. Click, click, click. Oh, positive. Remember, I'm not going to open a business expecting failure. I don't want to hear anything negative when I'm developing a business. I don't need a million reasons why it's not going to work. I need one reason why it's going to work. And that one reason is the reason why I'm in the business. And it sounds so simple, and you would think that it would be something much more complex and this, that, and the third. But the reality is what the reality is. Some people do not see success as the amount of money that they have in a bank account or the accolades that society may throw at a person. Some people's success can be measured in happiness, in knowledge, in abilities, in skills. There is no one rule or limiting factor or parameter. Some people are happy making $20,000 a year, and you can offer them $1 billion a year, and they just don't care for that. Some people want a 20-bedroom mansion. Some people want a 2-bedroom condominium. There is nothing wrong with finding happiness in your truth. There is nothing wrong with you being the author of what success is. I love to travel and I love to eat. Does it cost $1 million to fly to Dubai? No. Does it cost $1 million to have some of the best fucking pizza on earth? No. Do I need to drive a Ferrari 812 Superfast? Not necessarily. I would be happy in a Corvette. But if God gives me the blessing to be able to buy the Ferrari, I'm going to buy the Ferrari. It is part of my scoreboard. It lets me know where I'm at in life. Do I need to explain this to everybody? I do not. I am an adult. I'll give you another example with my own family. I've made it clear to my family I'm a fucking multimillionaire. You are not. I drive a Lamborghini. You drive a Honda Accord. When I was younger and I first got into music, I was like, no, we're all going to have Ferraris. We're all going to have Porsches. It doesn't work like that. I've grown enough and matured enough to let my family know my success is not your failure, and your failure is not my success. Neither is your success my failure. What happens in my life is my life. So just because I'm an artist and this industry happens to produce a decent amount of money does not mean that that is the same for the rest of my family. My family has to find their own success in their own fields. I sacrifice and busted my ass to get this education so that I can build successful businesses and franchises, so that I can protect my own investments. I don't depend on JP Morgan Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America. I don't depend on BlackRock or Blackstone or Vanguard for my success. Every single day I go and get it from the mud. This is why I'm up first thing in the morning. Remember, I live on the West Coast. So I'm still on West Coast time. It doesn't matter if I'm in Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Dubai, Amsterdam, New Zealand. It doesn't matter. I'm still on that time frame. So if I know that the competition wakes up at whatever time and my neighbors wake up at 5 in the morning, I'm up at 3 in the morning. So it doesn't matter where I'm at in the world. My mentality is I have to be productive for the most amount of hours, the highest capacity or frequency of time every single day because I don't have a day to lose. I don't have a day to waste. Some people feel that time is a luxury that is forever afforded to them. I know that to make the millions of dollars and to be successful, you have to fucking bust your ass every day. And in a good way, because I enjoy it. I laugh all day. I have fun. Every single day for me is a new adventure. But most people don't have that mentality. So who am I to convince you? I wrote 24 fucking books. You want to know what I know about business? Read my books. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. You have to fucking educate yourself. You got to read. There's no excuse. Library cards are free. People have the internet. You got Google. You got fucking Chat GPT. You can go on forums online. I don't give a fuck if it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or Reddit. You can socialize with people that are like minded individuals that understand the dynamics, the mechanics of how things work. Everything else is just a dream. If you don't have a goal that is clearly written and defined with a time frame, you're spinning your tires in the mud. I don't happen to be one of those people. I work my ass off every day. No excuses. Playing sports growing up helped me to understand the team mentality. I'm even better now because I have over 2,000 people that work for me. I don't know what else to tell people. Hard work pays off. You want to be successful? Work hard. The harder I work, the luckier I get, the more doors that God opens for me and life as a whole in general. The only thing that's processed in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit is positive things. So when I hear somebody say some bullshit like it can't be done, conversation is over right there. There's nothing else to talk about. And I also hate babysitting people. If you know me and you know my story and you see me go through the pain and the heartache and you see me fighting back with an education Invest in my own money. Going through the ups and downs and the stormy days and the rainy days and the snowy days and days that's hot and days that's cold, and you don't have the ability to learn from that, and you go off into the world and you make the same mistakes, you're bad. If you know me for more than a year and you're not a millionaire, you fucked up. Because I'm going to give you everything that I could give you for you to be successful, but I cannot do the work for you. I cannot change your mentality. I could give you one piece of advice, one time. There's no more, oh, I'm going to sit down and have 1,500 conversations with you. If somebody's an idiot and you motivate them, you got a motivated idiot. I don't want to be around idiots. I can give you one piece of advice one day. You don't take the advice, I already know what's going to happen in the future. I'm a time traveler. I go to the future, just like Dame Dash. I see what I want to accomplish. I figure out the perfect way to achieve that goal, and I come back to the past and make it happen. There's not a weak cell in my body. There's not a weak hair in my body. There's not a negative cell in my body. I don't want to hear anything about negativity. Most people that start a business and they're scared to death wind up losing the business. Why? Not because they got a bad product or service, but because that fear is internally driven. And in their mentality, they cannot fathom that business being successful. So what happens? The business fails. And then what? Somebody else comes with the right mentality, success. What was the secret? What was the magic? What was the formula? In the heart of that entrepreneur was the the ambitious pursuit of excellence, the willingness to work as hard as it takes to be successful. Nobody can stop you but you. You are the engine and you are the brakes. When you say go, you go. When you say stop, you stop. You're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting, your attributes in your pursuit of happiness. I cannot motivate a person every single day and say, yo, dreams come true. It happened to me. This is how I did it. Read my books, watch my courses online, have a conversation with me, ask me questions. Look how many different businesses I'm investing in. It builds character. Sadly, sometimes we are amongst people that don't think that way. And you cannot enable them. You cannot motivate somebody every single day. And then every day is something negative. Being negative is a lifestyle. Some people get up in the morning, they get dressed, and when they're getting dressed, they're putting on all the negativity. I remember I have friends in high school and in college, and they lived by the acronym Life Sucks. I had a very close friend, almost like family. It didn't matter what happened. He could have made a bad cup of coffee and he would have said, well, life sucks. What the fuck is that? What is that? Who talks like that? Who thinks like that? And thinks that they're going to be successful? How do you expect to make your dreams come true when you're praying to God, God, please give me the opportunity. Please give me the strength, give me the wisdom, give me the insight, give me everything I need to be successful. And God is like, here you go. And what do? You throw it in the trash because of your mentality, because of your lack of education, or your lack to secure an education. Because when you get an education, it belongs to you. Nobody can take it away from you. You're not getting an education so your family could say, good job, or so your neighbors could say, good job, or so your friends could say, good job. Some of the most negative people ever on earth in my fucking existence, in life, in the universe, are my family members. And it clearly shows. Look at their lives. And they are the first people to criticize and talk shit and belittle and put you down. You know why? Because they want you to feel how they feel. I don't feel guilty anymore. If I live in a fucking mansion in Malibu by the beach, overlooking the fucking beach, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to feel bad if I have family members that have a project mentality and can only see the today of things. They can't see 5, 10, 15 years. It doesn't matter what you cannot do today or this week or this month or this year. Think about what you could do in 25 years. In 25 years, I don't want to hear any fucking excuses. I'm going to be on the beach with my family and my grandkids. Some of my family members, some of my peers, some of my friends are just not going to be there because it's not in the fabric of who they are inside of their heart. You see, people that are successful, they don't worry about the bottom line. You know what they worry about? Having the right people around them. Nobody tells Warren Buffett what to do. Warren Buffett is a creative person in everything that he does. What can you learn from Warren Buffett? Think about what can you emulate from Warren Buffett. I may have come from a broken home, from a broken family, from a broken neighborhood, from a broken country, from a broken culture or whatever. Now, how can I put myself in a position of privilege and power? How many books can I read about legendary people that have done legendary things so that I can learn and apply that into my life and follow the same formula so I can have the same success? How many overnight success stories do you have to hear? When will you believe? How many mansions do you have to drive by to say, you know what? I can buy that shit. I can live in that neighborhood. I can have that business. I can have that investment. I could buy that car. I could travel there. I could eat that food. I can have the marriage of my dreams. I can have the family of my dreams. I can have the business and the investments of my dreams. How many people do you have to see? In the United States, there's over fucking 40 million multimillionaires. What more proof than that do you need? That dog is not hunting. Some people just don't get it. They don't want to read a book. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to get an education. They don't want to travel. They don't want to see the world differently. Why? Because their comfort zone is in understanding what they understand. I have family members that have never opened one business in their fucking life, but will sit down with you as if they're experts on why your business is going to fail. That's the most backward shit I could think about in my fucking life. And sometimes, even though you guys are my students and I'm equally learning from you guys, I have to explain these things to you guys. There's no secret sauce or secret formula or sweet science. It's hard work. It's sleepless nights. It's trial and error. It's setbacks. It's people talking shit. And society talking shit. And this, that, and the third. And still, you have to remain stable and keep going forward. I have a goal. I'm going to work hard. This is my strategy. This is my roadmap. These are my roadblocks. This is my navigation system. I'm going to achieve my goal. And if it's available, if it's there for anyone to have, who better than me to have it? If anybody can do it, who's better than you to do it? How many books do you think I will read? As many books as I need to read to achieve my goals. How many online classes or courses am I going to take? As many as I can. How many business conventions am I going to go to? As many as I can afford comfortably. How many people am I going to ask for advice? Anybody that's older than me that is willing to share the insights of life with me, absolutely for free, I'm going to be coachable. I'm going to listen. There's a million ways to make an oatmeal cookie. Yeah, you have all the ingredients, but what's the formula? Why do these cookies taste better than the next? These are all decisions that as an entrepreneur you have to make on day one. I'm going to be successful no matter what. I'm going to share with you guys an ancient story that people like Eric Thomas brought to my attention. There was a empire that everybody in the world wanted to overtake. Nobody could do it. Finally, one conqueror decides, I'm going to go on this island, I'm going to take it over. Okay. Everybody used to speculate what's going to make you different, right? So he brings his army, and the platoon lands on the beaches of the land that they're going to conquer. The first order is to destroy the ships and burn them. These were wooden ships or wooden battleships. Some of the generals started to speculate and ask, well, what are we going to do? And the emperor said, either we win this war or we don't return home. In other words, either we win or we win. Sometimes you have to burn the ships and commit yourself to success, your definition of success, your definition of happiness. Not what society's saying, not what your family's saying, not what your friends are saying, your peers, your colleagues, or anything else that is outside of you. Whatever your definition of success is, go for it. You have nothing to lose. You only have one life. It's happened for other people. Why can't you be part of that 1 percentile, that 2 percentile, the 3 percentile? What population of Americans, by percentage points, has a library card? 3 to 5%. How much is a library card? Free 99. How many universities today, 2024, do not have a social media presence, an online counterpart? How can you fail when you can follow any curriculum? I don't give a fuck if it's Cornell University, Harvard, Yale, you name it. They all have an online presence. You can follow every single curriculum. Now it's up to you. You got to grade your own papers, right? You're not going to cheat on your own exam. You got to take your own finals and you got to take your own exams. And guess what? You may not even get accredited because all you were able to do was maybe afford the book. You couldn't pay for the class. So guess what? You got to teach yourself. Are you willing to work as hard as I do every single day for the last 30 fucking years of my life? Then if you are willing to work that hard, you deserve the Lamborghini like I have one. Why is the guy in the Ferrari, the Porsche, or the Lamborghini always driving by themselves? Why don't they have 100 friends? Why can they not trust, you know, more than probably 30 or 40 people? Why are they destined to be that way for the rest of their lives? You know why? Because they have a different mentality. They have a different mind state. Um, the way that they speak is different. The way that they work hard is different. The way that they're artistic and they're able to express themselves is completely different. It doesn't take a long time to determine or decipher when somebody's really negative and they're really bitter and, oh my God, the whole world is just impossible. I cannot be around people like that. I cannot be in an environment like that because I'm a dreamer. A person that does not have a dream, to me, is a very dangerous person because those are the dream killers. Those are the people that say it's impossible. Why the fuck is it impossible? McDonald's wasn't impossible. Walmart wasn't impossible. Microsoft wasn't impossible. Tesla wasn't impossible. What the fuck? Google is not impossible. Or it has to be impossible because I tell my friends or my family, oh, you know what? I want to have my own sneaker. Oh, it's impossible. You'll never be able to do it. It rains too much in California. What the fuck? What about the other days where the weather's 85 to 88 degrees? Perfect. And it's beautiful sunshine. No, you want me to focus on the one rainy day in a negative way because I love the rain. In my culture, we love the rain. But it just gives you an example. What is it going to take to light the fire in your heart to just go for your dream? Because your dream belongs to you. Your definition of success is not anybody else's definition of success. Win at your own game. Play by your own rules. Paint with the colors of the wind. Go outside of the fucking lines. You know, when you're a kid and you have like the Spider-Man coloring book and the X-Men coloring book, I used to fucking scribble all over the fucking lines. I love Wolverine. I love Spider-Man. Guess what? I used to draw claws on fucking Spider-Man. Did I think that was going to change my life? Did I think that stepping out of the box was going to be the major definitive factor? I didn't know that. But it was my brain's way of saying there's more to this than what I'm being shown. I understood very, very young that the world was a matrix and that you can't unplug from it. My family trained me mentally, physically, psychologically, by them just being so fucking negative. To this day, guess who gives them positive advice? And I continue to throw it in their face. Why? Because they made a choice to live a life of scarcity, of there's not enough, of limitation, of impossibilities. I don't live in that universe. I could take a lemonade stand and run it like a Fortune 500 company, and they know that. Whatever I put my mind to, that I put my heart into it, I can achieve. And it's not rocket science. I'm not a fucking nuclear engineer. I just have the heart to fight every single day for my dreams. I have the heart to protect my dreams from people such as my own family members. You would think it would be the opposite. You would think it would be a different connotation, even with some of my friends. I'll give you another example. 2024, I fly overseas to do a press run. Give me 1 second. When I go do this press run, I have millions of fucking dollars on the table, millions of US dollars and euros. Not only that I already had invested, but that I was looking forward to reinvesting into other things. When I go to build a bridge with other potentialities, the people closest to me fucked up the deals. How can I ever do business with those people? Never again. I left overseas brokenhearted. I couldn't believe that my childhood friends would drop the fucking ball. You know why they didn't care? Because they didn't have a dollar invested. So it's easy to walk away. It's easy to say, well, I don't know if I want to do that. Fast forward to almost September 2024. Maybe 2 to 4 months has been lost. What happens when I go back on my next press tour overseas? Do you think those people will be involved in any investment that I make? Absolutely not. Never again. I would have thought that at 41 years old, I'll be 42 October 17th. Me and Eminem have the same birthday, same as Wyclef John. And shout out to you, Wendy Day, which is also working on my project, the person that got the deal for No Limit and Cash Money and discovered Eminem. I'm grateful that God showed me the hearts of these people. Why? Because it let me know that the land of milk and honey that God has promised me, that I'm working hard for every day, my own definition of success does not include those people. And even if in my dream, next to my beach house, it would have been my peers and my colleagues and my friends and my family members, that's just not the reality. And now, at age 41, I understand that. I'm the greatest rapper alive by every metric available. You know how hard it is to convey that to people in my culture? They have no idea what I've done in music and what I continue to do every single day. I released an album 2 days ago, 26 songs. I haven't released an album for over 2 months. I have thousands of albums. I got 5,000 songs in my recent catalog. I don't need to say nothing else. I published fucking 24 books. Go find them, go read them. You either get it or you don't. And if you don't get it, well, that's your business. That's your prerogative. You got to live with that. I don't have to live with that. I could drive a fucking 550 Maranello and love it and enjoy it and live in my truth that that is my fucking 812 Superfast. It's just the older version. I like the older cars. I like to change gears in a 5.6 speed. I know the paddle shifters are quicker. I know they come in brighter colors. I know they're more expensive. I know that some people would redeem them to be more prestigious, but it doesn't matter. It's not my truth. The 550 Maranello is my truth. The 575 is my truth. That is my definition of success. I can go overseas to the Dominican Republic, and where everybody has a GT3 RS, here I come in my 550 Maranello with a V12 and a 6-speed gated shifter, and not give a fuck what society says or thinks, because I didn't buy that car for you to enjoy. I bought it for me to enjoy. I'm gonna put miles on it. I'm gonna break shit. I'm gonna fucking drive it like, I'm gonna drive the piss out of the car because that's why I bought it. I didn't buy it for people to say, oh, that's a nice car. Oh, that's a fast car. I'm not driven or motivated by those external things that have nothing to do with my internal driving system. So guess what? Fuck the mansion. I might just get a high rise in Dominican Republic instead of buying a mansion. I have an investment with 400 units right now, over $25 million. We'll see in 5 years from now how the world is being perceived by me, not conforming to the norms of what society is dictating to me. Success and happiness is determined by your mentality. If you're not willing to put in the work into yourself and pour into your own soul, get your education, have your goals, organize yourself, filter out all the noise and the bullshit, and just go for your goals, you're never going to succeed and you're never going to make it. And you'll never have anyone to blame but yourself. I'm telling you, like I've written in my books, my family members are some of the most negative people in existence in the fucking universe. Not the planet, the universe. I could have complained about that, but instead I chose to use that as a catalyst to work harder, to be more positive, to see how I can help more people. You know why? Because all the positive things that you put into the world come back to you. And that is the true key to success. You want to know how successful you can be? I'll give you a tip and I'll give you a trick and I'll give you a fucking strategy to do it. Start donating to your church and your charities. Start helping the people that are poor. Start helping the people that are homeless in your own community, to your own capacity. I'm not saying give $10 million to whatever. Start with a few $1,000s. See what that does in your life. When you're having a fucked up day, go help somebody. See how that changes your day. See how that changes your life. You'll be surprised. One moment could change your life or it could stay the same. Somebody can have a messed up day. And all you have to tell them is, God bless you. Have a great day. God has a plan. Everything's going to work out. And that person's entire existence changes. But it does the same for you because that's what you're projecting onto the world is positivity. If I lose everything tomorrow, I guarantee you in 3 months, I'll be a millionaire again. I would be working in every McDonald's. I would be delivering every newspaper. I would be cutting every fucking grass yard that I can. And in a few months, whatever has been lost, I can recuperate and recover. Most people are unable to do that. Do you think that minimum wage for a person like me, convicted felon, right? No credentials, no civilian rights. Do you think minimum wage means the same for me? It does not. Because what I may not make in one job, one position, or one opportunity, one career field, I will make up in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different career fields and opportunities. Most people are not even willing to put in that hard work and that sacrifice. They're not willing to read a book. People are afraid of reading books. They're afraid to go to school. I remember when I was in college, I had a student body that was almost 65, 66 years old. So if I'm in my early 20s and it's not too late for somebody that's 45 years older than me, what fucking excuse do I have? If that person could get up and be in class at fucking 4:15 in the morning, what makes me any different? What makes me any better? Why don't I have to put in the hard work and the sacrifice? Do you think that Warren Buffett learned everything that he learned overnight? Or was it over a course of 20, 30, 40, 50 years of him busting his ass? That's the part that we get fucked up because Hollywood doesn't glamorize that. But hard work pays off. So shout out to you if you are working hard every single day to pursue your happiness and pursue your dreams because there are millions of people just like myself rooting and cheering you on. We are praying for your success in the same way that you are praying for our success. There's 8 billion people on earth, 8 billion lives that matter every single day, 8 billion people pursuing the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of excellence. They're pursuing their dreams. I don't have time to listen to anything or anybody under any circumstances that is negative. Negativity has never done anything good for me. Positivity has done everything good in my life. And every single day, I'm not only driven by my dreams, I'm motivated by my dreams. I'm uplifted by my dreams. My dreams are not a burden to me. Every challenge I embrace and I welcome as part of the mosaic of the storyline of my success. And that is the key and the secret to my success. Resilience. How can you bounce back? Every boxer knows it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about whether you're able to keep getting hit and continue to move forward. That's what life is. That's what boxing is. Look at all the Rocky Balboa quotes. You'll be amazed how many fucking positive affirmations are in that movie. And it was written based on Rocky Marciano's life, right? And it's all motivation for somebody like a Sylvester Stallone. That guy had to sell his dog. That guy had to sell his only car to make that movie. And he had to star in the fucking movie and negotiate the fucking film. And what is it now? It's a classic. Who is Sylvester Stallone? One of the fucking biggest artists that Hollywood has ever produced. How many more stories of success do you need to motivate yourself? How many more bad things have to happen to you for you to say, you know what? I'm going to pursue a better existence, a better life, a better sustainability. How many more Michael Jordans or Kobe Bryants do you have to see? How many more Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or Jim Rohns? I mean, there's so many books full of wisdom and knowledge. There's so many libraries. People claim that they don't have the time. Make the time. If you're not willing to even invest the time to better yourself, to educate yourself, to improve everything you're doing, you don't deserve to be successful. You don't deserve to live in Monaco. You don't deserve to drive a Lamborghini Urus. You don't deserve to have 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars in the bank liquid. That means you can pull out 50 million right now. Not in assets, not, oh, well, I'm diversified. Well, that's different. Those are investments. Those don't count. Investments you cannot touch right now. Liquid is, I can touch it right now. All my money's invested. 98% of my wealth is in investments. All I need is 2% to live on. Everything else is a bonus. You know how hard it is to write one book? I've written 24. And I have family members that make jokes about it. Like, that shit is easy. Why don't you go write a fucking book? Why don't you go make $1 million? See how easy that shit is. Why don't you go fucking work as hard as I do for then my family members to have some shit to say about what the fuck I do every single day? Wouldn't that be nice for me to live my life for you? My family used to charge me like a love tax, right? So when it was convenient, they would be really nice and sweet and beautiful and awesome. And you're like, wow, man, I'm going to the next level. I've overcome this mountain. Only for them to turn around and when it's not convenient, do the total opposite. Well, I realized I was giving them the power to dictate what the fuck my life was until I started saying, well, fuck that and fuck all of y'all. This is my life. This is the path I'm choosing. You want to become part of it? The door is open. But I'm not calling people to come into my life. I'm not forcing them to love me and be in my life. They can be part of my life if they choose to. And if not, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to feel guilty if I live in a mansion and they live in the projects. That is by choice. I'm not going to feel bad if I want to start a business or an investment and I'm thinking positive and they're trying to put me down. That's their prerogative. That's how they view the world. It's never enough. When I look at the world, I see abundance. I see there's so much. Wow, it's amazing. I can have my dreams. You can have your dreams. They can have their dreams. It's all possible. I was teaching at the University of Tampa, and one of the directors, which shall remain anonymous, was hating on me the whole time. And this is the person that hired me. Why the fuck would you hire me if all you're gonna try to do is destroy and botch everything I'm doing? When I had to leave, my students were pleading and doing everything in their power to let them know how much of a mistake that they had made. But the damage was done. It was too late. It let me know what position I was in my life to understand that some people will not value you and will not see that they have Kobe Bryant on their team or Michael Jordan. They'll do the fucking Isaiah Thomas and just basically say, "Yo, don't pass the ball to Jordan." How the fuck you not gonna pass the ball to Jordan? That's the guy that's gonna win you the championships. Sometimes that happens with our family. Sometimes that happens with our friends. Yet you have to choose how you allow that to basically influence you. Will that be your catalyst for motivation, or will it be your excuse to take the easy way and just stop? Do you think that my family members or my peers or my colleagues would be happier if I just quit and gave up and stopped? What if I just stopped making music in 1997? Would I have a 5,000 song catalog to be negotiated in 2024? I don't think so. How many millions of artists probably went through similar things? And the majority of them, 99.8%, quit or gave up. I never quit. I never gave up. I never stopped. I do music every single day. This is not what I do. This is who I am. And education is extremely important to me. My religious belief is extremely important to me. Helping the people that are poor overseas is extremely important to me. That is a standard that I'm holding myself accountable for. I made a promise to God, I'm going to help your people, no matter what it is, to what magnitude or degree or complexity. I didn't have to hold myself up to that standard. That came from my internal drive. I said, you know what, God? You gave me this great opportunity and these great blessings and talents. What am I going to do? I'm going to help your people. What if I just thought about myself and said, you know what? I'm going to be successful and screw everybody else? I wouldn't be who I am. I have family members that I know for a fact would never help me. Even if they won the lottery, they could win $1 billion. They would never help fund one of my companies or one of my investments or whatever. Does that mean that I have to be like them? No. The reason why they are threatened by me is because it's a fucking self-projected reflection of themselves. I represent everything they cannot do. I could drive a fucking a 2000s Ford GT, and they could have the new shit, and I'm still gonna stun on them. Why? Because my heart is in a different place. I only build successful businesses. I have students that are multimillionaires. I have colleagues that are multimillionaires. I have business partners that are multimillionaires. I have business partners that I made multimillionaires. You cannot change that. You can't erase my catalog. You can't take my music off the blockchain and say, well, I don't like his baseball team. I don't like the fact that he loves pizza and chicken wings and he likes to drink beer. You get what I'm trying to say? You can't change that. You know how many millions of people I've helped and influenced in a positive way every single day? You know how many millions of people pray for my success every day? How can I let those people down? You know how many families depend on me? You know how many churches depend on what I contribute to them every single day, every single week, every single month? Meanwhile, other people will be driving a fucking Lamborghini. That has no value to me. Hard work, right? Higher standards, responsibility. You want to be successful? I'm giving you all the secrets. I'm giving you the formula, yet sometimes you can see so many people not use the formula. Your success doesn't have to be a bank account. You're bigger than a bank account. You're bigger than a car. You're bigger than a house. You're bigger than any accolades or status or what people may perceive of you. As long as God knows what's in your heart, that's all that matters. As long as you're willing to put in the work and educate yourself and prepare yourself to the next level, nobody can stop that. Nobody can change that. Nobody can do any of the things that would be necessary to stop you. Only you can determine, I'm going to stop, I'm going to quit, I'm going to give up. If you're not a dreamer and all you want to do is be a part of corporate America, there's Fortune 500 companies that you should be applying for. I don't give a fuck if it's the mailroom or to be cleaning the building as a janitor. You make that choice. Or don't complain and don't kill other people's dreams. Don't put other people down that are trying to better themselves. And that's what most dream killers do. That's exactly what they do, and that's exactly how they do it. Now, I'm in a position of privilege and power where I can cherry pick the people that are part of my life, the people that are part of my business and my investments. I only want God's people around me. I only want people that have good hearts around me. I only want to be in a positive environment. I want to live my life every day and enjoy it like it's my last. Negativity cannot exist in my universe. I am not part of that thinking. I'm not part of that way of life or that way of belief. And people that have never dreamt or are afraid to dream will always try to limit you from dreaming, from, pursuing your happiness. Remember, your definition of success is nobody else's definition of success. Your pursuit of happiness is completely unique to you, and it's like your thumbprint. Nobody else's pursuit of happiness is going to be as equal to yours. Yet you still can maintain that frequency of the collective. You should be motivated by everybody that writes a book that is sharing with you a success story. You should be driven by all of the people that have followed the same formula and they themselves found their truth and their success. All I need is one reason why the dream is a possibility and why it can work. The rest is not up to God. The rest is up to me to work hard for it with God's guidance, of course, giving God, you know, the respect. But at the end of the day, this is the true reason why you see the guy driving the Lamborghini by himself or the Porsche or the Ferrari. Because when they first reach success, they're trying to share it with the world. Yo, this is how I did it. This is how I did it. This is how I did it. Nobody listens. Nobody understands. Yeah, they see the beautiful yellow Lamborghini, but they only see it for a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, a few months. After that, it's just a regular car. They just see the car payment. They see the price in things, they don't see the value. And they feel that it threatens their belief system. So what do they try to do? Kill your dream. Find every negative reason. You know, why would somebody buy an all electric car from a brand new company that's biting the name of probably the greatest scientist ever in the history of mankind, which is Nikola Tesla? I don't see anybody creating the Einstein car because Einstein was a fraud. If you didn't have an education, you wouldn't understand that. But that's another conversation for another topic for another day. What is it that I want to convey to all of you? My mission is very clear and it's very simple and easy to digest and understand if you take the effort to process it. Dreams come true. Anything is possible. It happened to me. I know for a fact it's going to happen to you. If you made it this long, this far, and you're still here, you belong here. You've earned the right to do anything that you want to do in your life. You've earned your spot in Mount Greatness, in the fountain of not youth, the fountain of success. The world and life is already hard as it is. Why make it harder for yourself? Why not fight for that pursuit of happiness? Why not push yourself? If you don't commit yourself 100% to anything, you're never going to know your potential. You cannot be in a marriage and you're fucking 93% out of 100. You can't do anything in life and not be 100% and then expect to be successful. What you put into this life is what you get out. Hard work pays off. Go educate yourself. Go work hard. Save your money. Build your credit. Invest. And while you're working, let your money work hard for you and continue to push. If you're successful in one industry and business and field, move on to other businesses and fields and challenge yourself. See what else you could be successful in and have fun discovering all the beautiful things that God put in your heart for you to be able to do. I'm an excellent barber, but I'm also an excellent entrepreneur. I'm also an excellent rapper. I'm an excellent singer. I'm an excellent writer. I'm an excellent mechanic. I'm a fucking engineer. I have a PhD in psychology. And we could keep going. Computer science, computer engineering, fucking limited liability corporations, corporate law, international law, immigration. Like I could just keep going and going and going and going and going. And I'm not going to stop. I'm a fucking doctor for Christ's sake. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop educating myself. I'm not going to stop helping God's people. I'm not going to stop fucking opening businesses. I'm not going to stop looking for the new adventures. This shit is exciting to me. I love business. I love people. I love traveling. I love food. I love cars. I love real estate. I love fucking investing money. I love fucking playing sports. I love going to the gym. I love praying. I love meditating. There's so many things that I'm good at. I love drawing. I love writing. I love listening to music. These are the things that make me who I am. It took me a lifetime to discover all of my talents. What are your talents? How much time are you dedicating to yourself to, figure out and determine what your attributes are? I'd rather have $5,000 a year salary and have total happiness than make 5 million a year and be completely miserable. I have friends that are millionaires, they're alcoholics, they're on drugs, and they're all fucking suicidal. They can't figure this shit out. They thought that making millions of dollars would make them happy. They thought that that would solve all the problems. No, it does not. What do you want me to tell you? One of my favorite uncles, he's a heroin addict. You know what I prayed to God in my greedy way of thinking? God, please let him stay healthy enough for me to negotiate this catalog so I can get him the best medicine that Cuba has to offer so he can get cured over there. Because in Cuba, they don't treat you, they cure you. Everywhere else, they treat you. They want to keep you going to therapy and paying for medicine and shit like that. It's going to take millions of dollars to get them over to Cuba, to get them the best health in the world. In my greedy ass fucking dream, I'm praying to God, yo, please keep him alive long enough for me to get him the medical help so that he can be clean once and for all in his whole life and he can start rebuilding himself because the body heals completely. You know, when you have somebody that's, you know, had so many years, like decades and decades of drug use and abuse, and they start to get treatment, you know, it takes time to recuperate from all that damage. But it's a potentiality. It can be done. It's not impossible. I can do it. If anybody could do it, it's me. Why do I have to listen to the rest of the world saying, nah, it'll never work, just give up? I don't like to give up on people that I love. I don't think that God would want me to give up on people that I love because God put it in my heart to want to help my family and help my peers and my loved ones. My biggest challenge is to keep all my business partners happy, keep my clients happy, keep my family members, my peers, my colleagues. I just want everybody to be happy because that's what allows me to be happy. I'm very greedy. I want everybody to be successful. I don't want to give up on the hope that I can cure and save my uncle. Yet he wants me to give up on my dreams, which is the only way to get to the solution of the problem. Most people focus on the problem, I focus on the solution. I'm cut from a different cloth. I think differently. This is what makes me who I am. I am that I am, right? Like all the holy scriptures say, from all religions, all Bibles, whether it's the Torah, the Quran, Buddhistic principles, the Bible, doesn't matter. God gave us dominion over the entire universe. Why not use that dominion for the greater good? Why think negative? Why give up? You see how many people in the streets roaming and zoning through life just with broken hearts and broken dreams. They're just broken people. And people that break other people are broken inside themselves. People that are negative to other people, they're negative inside themselves. People that are depressed inside want you to feel depressed inside. They don't want you pursuing your dreams. They don't want you pursuing your goals. Look at this beautiful Lamborghini STO. This video probably has had 5 already. They're all different colors and shapes and features and packages and whatever. But you know what I see is potentiality. They can have it, I can have it. They can afford it, I can afford it. They can work hard for it, I can work hard for it. What is the difference? The difference starts with you. That's the difference. The hard work starts with you. You want to be like everybody else? Do what everybody else does. You want to stand out and be amongst the crowd? Then you go ahead and do that. You work your ass off. You go study, you go educate yourself, you go work hard every day, you save your money, you build credit, you invest, and you watch your portfolio expand, grow, and scale to your goals, to your vision, to your dreams, to what drives and motivates you every single day. Surround yourself with like minded people. It's very simple. In order for a seed to grow, it has to be planted on fertile ground. That's the only way that it can grow. I believe I have conveyed everything that I desire to convey to each and every single one of you. And I pray that my words find a place in your heart, mind, body, and soul. Let's start today's lesson. Give me one quick second because I had a small issue with uh with the internet. Give me one quick second. Let me recycle this and we're going to move on. So now, positive thoughts and affirmations. Let me pull this in. I'm going to check my messages here and I'm going to send everybody the link because class is officially started. And again, I promise you guys, every single day, we are going to be sharing a beautiful cup of coffee. Every day, we're going to talk about all of these things that can help us achieve all of our goals and dreams. Okay? So, here we go. Okay, so everybody has the link, and let us continue. Now, I cannot wait to have my other platform because I desperately need it, and I look forward to it. So, on Mind Tools, let's go to business skills, open up the chapter in leadership and management, and then highlight developing your team. These are your finals, so get ready. You will be graded on this. While I let everybody else walk in to the building, I'm going to be finishing my coffee, which I'm about two-thirds of the way. But for today, I think I'm going to limit myself to one cup of coffee, even though I haven't finished this one. I'm already thinking about the next one. Yesterday, I drank 2 cups. Not too bad, but can't drink too much caffeine. Even though I love it, 1 cup should be good. So that's one of my goals. And I want to put it out into the universe. Give me one quick second. Everybody take a break. If you got to use the bathroom, go use the bathroom. If you need to stretch, stretch. If you need to make yourself some breakfast, make yourself some breakfast. But have pen and paper, your laptop, your digital platform, everything ready when I say go. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes while I finish my coffee. Give me one quick second. Everybody has the link, so there's no excuse. The exams will start in about 2 minutes. And haha, here we go. Audemars Piguet. Okay, for you collectors out there, giving your team the tools to grow. Written by the Mind Tools content team. Thank you. Thank you very much. When you manage a team, how well it performs often depends on how well you've trained and developed your people. Individuals need ongoing training and development to help them become more effective and to be able to take on bigger and more significant challenges. More than this, they need help learning new skills as the nature of their work and your organization changes. Too often, companies limit training and development to new hires and to people moving into new roles. This is a mistake because ongoing training helps people adjust to changing job requirements. It also creates a pool of qualified and available people who are ready to step into new roles as your organization needs them. This process helps you develop a more effective, efficient, productive, and motivated workforce. Done properly, this will ensure that you achieve your objectives and improve your competitive position. How well do you develop your people? Instructions. For each statement, click the button in the column that best describes you. Please answer questions as you actually are rather than how you think you should be. And don't worry if some questions seem to score in the wrong direction. When you're finished, please click the Calculate My Total button at the bottom of the test. So that is the assessment test that you guys could do on your own. But let's Let's continue with setting goals for members of your team. This is part of the skill books. Let me see if they've uploaded it. Okay, that one is not there yet. You know, we're still building the app. Okay, let's go back out. We're going to click on explore. Let's go to business skills. Let's go with business operations and process management. We'll give this a second to load. Okay. Let me see if we can go with financial management. Mm, Give me one quick second. Okay, let's go with analyzing the financial performance of organizations. And let's continue to move on. Financial forecasting. Hold on. This is the skill books. I'm going to see. Okay, I see what they've done. All right. So now remember this because not having the app is very sad. Different types of budget, tackling budget variances, decoding balancing sheet. All right, let's see that. And again, we have to go through each one until we see which ones were uploaded. Yep. These are all locked for some reason. Okay. Let's move on to page 3. Let me see. Leasing assets. This is an article, so I'm going to see. Nope. They have all these blocked off. Okay. Break free chromosomes. Okay, McKinsey, 7 degrees of growth. Let's see. Okay. So, everybody, get your pens and papers ready. Let's go. McKinsey's 7 degrees of freedom for growth, exploring new opportunities for success. How can you identify new opportunities to increase revenue? Some organizations use mergers or acquisitions to grow, while others develop new products or expand into different markets. These are all useful. However, some leaders use the same approaches time and again. If you tend to rely on the same avenues for growth, you're likely to miss out on others that might be more advantageous or less risky. In this article, we'll explore the 7 degrees of freedom for growth, a tool you can use to identify opportunities for expansion that you may otherwise overlook. What are McKinsey's 7 degrees of freedom for growth? Mehrdad Baghai, Stephen Coley, and David White, partners at McKinsey and Company, developed the 7 degrees of freedom for growth model and published it in their 2000 book, The Alchemy of Growth: Practical Insights for Building the Enduring Enterprise. They created the model to address the constraints that many leaders subconsciously apply when they think about how to grow their business. Each degree helps you open your mind and break out of habitual thinking patterns. The 7 degrees of freedom for growth are: number one, selling existing products to existing customers. Number two, acquiring new customers in existing markets. Number three, creating new products and services. Number four, developing new value delivery approaches. Number five, moving into new geographies. Number six, creating a new industry structure. And number seven, opening up new competitive arenas. From The Alchemy of Growth: Practical Insights for Building the Enduring Enterprise by Mehrdad Baghai, Stephen Collet, and David White, published by Perseus Publishing in the year 2000. How to apply the 7 degrees. Let's look at how each degree in turn and explore what you can do to make the most of new opportunities in each area. It's best to analyze the degrees sequentially as they become more complex as you go down the list. Number one, selling existing products to existing customers. Your first step is to think about how you can sell more of your existing products to your current customers. First, look at your marketing strategy. How can you encourage customers to increase the size of or frequency of their purchases or buy other products from your range? Next, look at pricing. Have you priced your products or services competitively? How can you add extra value for your customers so that you can charge more for them? Or could you increase volume and maximize profit by dropping price? Also, use tools such as the brand pyramid to develop customers' loyalty so that they are more likely to buy from you again. Number two, acquiring new customers in existing markets. The 2 degree of growth gets you to consider how you can attract new customers for your existing product range. You'll probably have plenty of ideas on how you can do this. Let's test something real quick. I want to see what kind of reach I have here. There we go. Give you guys a nice little, or let's say a more beautiful demographic here. Give me one quick second. Everything is angles. As you can see, my beautiful cup of coffee here that I made this morning for good luck. Give me one second. Let's see if I can make this look a little nicer for you guys. All right, so here we go. Now, acquiring new customers in existing markets. The 2 degree of growth gets you to consider how you can attract new customers for your existing product range. You'll probably have plenty of ideas on how you can do this. However, if you don't do it already, looking at using market segmentation to divide your market into niche groups, can you develop marketing approaches that particularly appeal to people in these segments or to new types of customer altogether? You can also use the product diffusion curve to target different customer types based on the stage a product is at in its life cycle. Number three, with this degree, you look into developing new products and services and enhancing existing ones. Review your current offering. How can you improve it to make it more appealing or more effective? To generate new ideas for products, use a combination of rational, structured thinking and brainstorming, as well as creativity tools like the simplex process and TRIZ. You can also use PEST analysis to spot trends or changes in customer perceptions, both of which can be opportunities for growth. while tools like Kano model analysis and Dublin's 10 types of innovation can give useful insights that drive product and service development. Number four, developing new value delivery approaches. This degree relates to how you handle products and services before and as they reach your customers. How can you improve the way that you create, offer, and deliver your products to increase growth? First, look at your current business processes. Can you add value by exploring new approaches, improving quality, or working more efficiently? Use value chain analysis and Porter's value chain to understand how you create value throughout your organization so that you can look for areas where you can do things better. Key partnerships and alliances can be invaluable here, especially if your organization struggles to meet demand on its own. Use the outsourcing decision matrix to identify which tasks you can outsource and which you should keep in house. You could also explore entirely new sales channels. This can include bringing on board new distributors or finding creative ways to get your products into your customers' hands. Number five, moving into new geographies. New markets can present exciting ideas for growth. Before you start scanning the globe, however, look at the markets you already serve. Is there any way to deepen the distribution you have in these territories? Then look at your organization's reach on a national level. If you only serve a limited area, how can you expand into new markets at home? Where are your greatest opportunities? As you think about global markets, use the case distance framework to analyze which ones will be the best fit for your organization and which you should avoid. If you do expand into a new market abroad, use the EPRG model and Porter's Diamond so that your organization can adapt to the country's culture effectively. Number six, creating a new industry structure. This degree encourages you to see how you can use alliances and acquisitions to grow your business. Are there any organizations, either in your industry or outside it, that you can partner with or even acquire to achieve shared objectives or create greater economies of scale? Can you increase your bargaining power or have more influence on industry regulation with a strategic alliance or merger? Bear in mind that this can be a risky area for growth, as it's difficult to predict how mergers and acquisitions will play out. Very many of them fail to achieve the value desired. Number seven, opening up new competitive arenas. The last degree of growth involves searching out opportunities to diversify so that you can expand into new markets and industries. Look at your assets using approaches like VRIO analysis and core competence analysis. Can you use any of these to create an entirely new business? Consider your organization's skills and resources, including people, technology, and knowledge. Here are some key points for extra credit. Mehrdad Bakhai, Stephen Coley, and David White, partners at McKinsey and Company, developed the 7 Degrees of Freedom for Growth model and published it in their year 2000 book, The Alchemy of Growth. The model provides a framework that you can use to explore ways to grow your business. The 7 Degrees of Freedom for Growth are: number one, selling existing products to existing customers. Number two, acquiring new customers in existing markets. Number three, creating new products and services. Number four, developing new value delivery approaches. Number five, moving into new geographies. Number 6, creating a new industry structure. And number 7, opening up new competitive arenas. The biggest benefit of the model is that it gives you a wide range of opportunities that you can explore. So we'll close this and let us continue. We're going to finish with Chevrolet, but let's move on to the markets. Give me one quick second. For some reason, I thought I had this on the avatar, but I do not. So let's move on to commodities. All right, you guys ready? I'm excited. All right. Commodities, baby. Here we go. Gold, 2,491.85 an ounce. Silver, 29.48. Platinum, 962.07. Palladium, $936.25 an ounce. Copper 3M, 9,260. That is a buy in my book. All right. It's not financial advice. Invest at your own risk. All right. Now, moving on to tech news, baby. Zoom's revenue grows 2.1% to 1.2 billion in the second quarter, Q2. Zoom Video Communications Incorporated shared its second quarter financial results for fiscal 2025 on Wednesday, noting that the company booked a $1.2 billion revenue in the reported trimester, making a 2.1% increase in comparison to the corresponding timeframe a year earlier. GAAP net income came in at 219 million, which translates to 0.70 cents diluted per share, rising by 20% and 19% respectively year over year. Total operating expenses in the trimester amounted to 675.1 million. The company projected its full fiscal year revenue in the range of 4.63 billion to 4.64 billion. We outperformed our guidance across the board and grew operating cash flow and free cash flow by 33.7% and 26.2% year over year, respectively, demonstrating our continued commitment to efficient growth. CEO Eric Yuan said the company also shared that its chief financial officer, Kelly Steckelberg, will be leaving her post. Zoom's share climbed by 3.50% in the after hours trading following the announcement. Zoom Video Communications in the red 1.58% at $60.90 per share. Baidu's Q2 revenues flat at 4.67 billion. Baidu Incorporated announced on Thursday its revenue in the second quarter of the fiscal year 2024 remained flat compared to the same period last year to stand at 4.67 billion. In addition, the artificial intelligence AI company's net income jumped by 5% year on year to land at 755 million. Meanwhile, its diluted earnings per share EPS increased by 6% compared to the same period the year before to $2.07. As we speeded up the AI native transformation of our products in the second quarter, we continue to optimize our operations and maintain a healthy margin. For AI cloud in particular, we expect growth to maintain a strong momentum. Chief Financial Officer Rong Luo commented. Following the earnings release, Baidu's shares advanced by 1.17% in pre-market trading on Wall Street to sell at $90.79 apiece. Baidu stands in the red 3.20% at $86.87 per share. OpenAI appoints new chief communications officer. OpenAI named Hannah Wong as its first chief communications officer. The artificial agency company told Axios on Thursday. Wong left Apple to join OpenAI in 2021, where she served as vice president of communications since June 2023. Regardless of who we're really trying to reach, we must use broad, simple language, knowing that this is going to impact everybody's lives in different ways. Wong told Axios. She added that OpenAI will put more effort into educating users on the tools it offers, including ChatGPT, claiming that the AI technology is less futuristic and scary if you understand the tangible value. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let's get out of here real quick. Give me one quick second. Let me see what else is going on in the world here. Hmm. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on and positive things only. So let's go to Google News. We're going to fast forward to technology, right? Got to stay focused here. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, this article is brought to you by Ars Technica. Please log on to arstechnica.com and thank you for sponsoring today's episode. We run a business. Why Microsoft's Indiana Jones will be on PS5. Spencer, there's going to be more change in how games are built and distributed. By Kyle Orland. Bethesda Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is the latest game from a Microsoft subsidiary that will make its way to the PlayStation 5. The game will hit Sony's console in the spring of 2025, Microsoft announced yesterday, months after a planned December launch on Xbox Series S, X, and Windows. In an interview with YouTube channel Xbox On, Microsoft's Phil Spencer expanded on that decision, implying that multi platform releases for Microsoft gaming properties were important to the Xbox division's bottom line. We run a business, he said. It's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing in what we're able to go do. Amid massive layoffs that have hit Xbox and other gaming companies in recent months, Spencer noted that there's a lot of pressure on the game industry these days. The industry has been growing for a long, long time, and now people are looking for ways to grow, he said. And I think that US and us as fans, as players of games, we have just to anticipate there's going to be more change in how some of the traditional ways that games were built and distributed are going to change for all of us. It's just going to be a strategy that works for us. Although Microsoft released four former Xbox exclusives on other platforms months ago, Spencer suggested that there hasn't been any commensurate dip in total Xbox usage. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been, he said. So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. So I look at this as how can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow both on console and PC and on cloud. And I think it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. Microsoft has long prioritized maintaining a healthy number of overall Xbox players. Overselling more raw consoles than competitors like Sony. Still, the continuing catering of sales revenue from Xbox hardware likely contributes heavily to Microsoft's decision to release its games on competing platforms. A big budget, big name Bethesda release like Indiana Jones could act as more of an Xbox system seller than the four older, smaller games that Microsoft recently let go multi platform. Then again, the Gray Circle's multiple months of Xbox exclusivity, which include the 2024 holiday buying season, could still provide a bit of a relative advantage for Microsoft consoles. Indiana Jones and the Gray Circle PS5 availability may come as a particular surprise to readers who remember Spencer saying in February that neither the Gray Circle nor Starfield were a part of the company's current multi platform plans. But a careful parsing of Spencer's words at the time shows that he only promised those titles were not among the four multi platform titles they were announcing at the time. Back then, Spencer said that those four multi platform releases didn't represent a change to our fundamental exclusive strategy. But he added that there was a desire to use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises, to help the long term health of Xbox. I have a fundamental belief that over the next 5 or 10 years, games that are exclusive to one piece of hardware are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the game industry, Spencer said in February. Not bad, not bad. Let's move on to Dominican Republic, and we'll finish with the GM Authority article. Listín diario. Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. Ciudad. Los pulmones de la capital. El Parque Mirador del Este lucha por conservar su brillo. El Mirador del Este es visto por muchos como el Parque de los Atletas por la gran cantidad de actividades deportivas que allí se realizan. Rosa Luna, Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. El Parque Mirador del Este es uno de los lugares de recreación más concurridos de la capital. Quienes lo visitan suelen ir a caminar, ejercitarse, practicar algún deporte o simplemente recrearse. Pero para estos es inevitable observar el deterioro en que se encuentra. El Mirador del Este es visto por muchos como el Parque de los Atletas por la gran cantidad de actividades deportivas que se realizan. Está ubicado en la avenida Boulevard del Faro del sector Los Mameyes, entre el Parque Nacional Los Tres Ojos y el Faro a Colón, en la provincia Santo Domingo. Este parque tiene alrededor de 6 kilómetros cuadrados, donde hay 8 instalaciones deportivas, pabellón de voleibol, campo de fútbol, pabellón de halterofilia, Dr. José Joaquín Puello, estadio de hockey sobre césped, canchas de tenis de campo, pabellón de tenis de mesa, campo de tiro de arco y pabellón de gimnasia. Los árboles que una vez adornaban este parque deportivo se encuentran sin brillo, con un color verde opaco por el descuido. ramas secas alrededor de los arbustos y troncos secos. Son de las cosas que observan o se observan con tan solo recorrer pocos metros. Mi esposo y yo tenemos más o menos 3 años caminando aquí y nos sentimos mal porque últimamente está muy descuidado. Los de seguridad casi no pasan, nos recogen la basura, dejan los árboles y ramas secas en el suelo. Eso significa que no le están dando mantenimiento, manifestó María Mercedes, quien recorre a tempranas horas de la mañana el área recreativa junto a su esposo. Otros visitantes se quejan por la ineficacia en el cuidado del parque y las situaciones que ocurren cuando personas visitan el parque con perros. Este parque se ve descuidado. Hay personas que vienen con sus perros grandes y es peligroso que les pongan bozal porque han ocurrido momentos en que estos o esos perros se les han ido a sus dueños, expresó Francisco Beato, quien suele visitar el parque cada mañana para trotar y ejercitarse. Una problemática importante también es que algunos visitantes se quejan porque vehículos transistan a alta velocidad dentro del parque y temen ser impactados por quienes invaden la tranquilidad de los que se ejercitan. Deben hacer algo con los vehículos que vienen a transistar dentro del parque, porque nosotros venimos a caminar y esos carros pasan rápido, van y chocan a uno y a veces entran unas personas a dar clases de manejo, afirmó Nelson Cepeda. Residentes en el entorno mantienen las esperanzas de recuperar la flora de esta área recreativa y que quienes se animen a visitarla pueden disfrutar de un aire puro libre del descuido en que se encuentra. Los moradores afirman que las áreas recreativas se encuentran abandonadas, por ejemplo, el gazebo a la espera de ser renovado. Un lugar sin dolientes, como lo describen los residentes de zonas cercanas. Al parecer no merecemos un parque digno. Esto está sucio, lleno de hojas y ramas secas. Los baños sin condición, apenas se visualiza un seguridad y los juegos de niños deteriorados. ¿Hasta cuándo es? Exclamó Juana Montilla, quien reside cerca del parque. Un pulmón importante para los capitaleños en peligro con sus árboles de distintas especies, tales como caoba, roble, Juan I, mara, samán, penda, campeche, nispero, pino, jábila criolla, flamboyán, leucena, almacigo, palmas, alvaradoa, haitensis, tamarindo, mango, entre otros. Desde hace años este parque ha sido de mucha controversia por el descuido en que se encuentran sus áreas recreativas, los pabellones de deportes en el entorno natural y las condiciones tristes de una estructura en peligro por el olvido. Los moradores desean que su voz se escuche luego de varios años de pedir que el parque sea remozado y piden al Ministerio de Deportes, Educación Física y Recreación, al Ayuntamiento de Santo Domingo Este y al Ministerio de Medio Ambiente y Recursos Naturales que cumplan las promesas de recuperar esta área recreativa. Un poco de historia. Denme un segundito. Nice stretch. ¡Ay, coño! Vámonos. Un poco de historia. Eso es la diabetes, mi gente. Ya me estaba entrando un sueñito así, digo, no, hay que despertarse. El Parque Mirador del Este fue inaugurado en el 1978. En su construcción participó el arquitecto Eugenio Pérez Montaz. En 1995, el entonces presidente Joaquín Balaguer había dispuesto que estuviera administrado por un patronato cuyo presidente sería el gobernador del Faro a Colón, pero eso fue descontinuado y pasó a manos del Ministerio de Deportes, Educación Física y Recreación. El Mirador del Este es frecuentado por amantes de los deportes, dados sus complejos deportivos que fueron construidos para los XIV Juegos Panamericanos del año 2003. Pero en la actualidad estas instalaciones tienen graves daños en sus estructuras. Se levantó a un costo de 170 millones de pesos para los Juegos Panamericanos de ese mismo año y luego de 21 años se encuentra en deterioro. Hay que arreglar ese parque, mi gente. And now we are going to commence with uh, the GM Authority, baby. Thank you for sponsoring this war. Here are the top rivals to the CA Corvette ZR1 according to General Motors. With an incredible 1,064 horsepower on tap, the 2025 Corvette ZR1 is the fastest and most powerful production vehicle to ever wear the Chevy Corvette nameplate. With such formidable power and performance, it should come as no surprise that the new CA ZR1 is positioned to take on some of the world's most elite supercars. Now we're looking over a list of the vehicles that GM considers the ZR1's top rivals. The information was obtained from a presentation given at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, located just a stone's throw from the GM's Bowling Green plant, where every unit of the CA Corvette is built. Before diving into the competitors, it's worth noting that GM has yet to reveal official pricing for the 2025 Corvette ZR1. However, a recent GM Authority poll suggests that most readers anticipate a price between $175,000 and $200,000, a 41%, followed closely by a figure between $150,000 and $175,000 by 39%. A smaller portion of about 19% believe the MSRP will exceed the 200,000 mark. With these numbers, while these numbers are certainly not inexpensive, the price range could make the ZR1 a relative bargain compared to some of its rivals. Here's a look at the top rivals General Motors has identified for the CA ZR1, along with their horsepower and price points. Number 1, Ferrari SF90, 524,814, 1016 horsepower XX model. Lamborghini Revuelto, 608,358, 1001 horsepower. McLaren 675 LT, 382,500 with 755 horsepower. Mercedes-Benz AMG 1, 2.7.20 million estimated, 1,063 horsepower. Porsche 911 GT2 RS 992 generation, 300,000 estimated, 700 plus horsepower estimated. As this list illustrates, the Z8 ZR1 not only holds its own in terms of raw power, but also stands out for its potential value, especially when compared to competitors like the Lamborghini Revuelto and Ferrari SF90. As a reminder, the C8 Corvette is powered by the twin turbocharged 5.5-liter V8 LT7 gasoline engine, chucking out 1,064 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 828 pound-feet of torque at 6,000 RPM. Output is rated and routed to the rear wheels via the upgraded 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, which features new inner and outer output shafts, shaft peen gears, and a revised final drive. This setup allows the ZR1 to sprint through the quarter mile in under 10 seconds and reach a top speed north of 215 miles per hour. Like all C8 variants, the ZR1 is built on the GM Y2 platform. Price range, I think I estimated 100 and I think I said 182,000. Oh man. Oh my goodness. What a good stretch. All right. Competitors, SF90, I agree. Revuelto, I agree. AMG Mercedes One, I don't think so. That's a completely different car. And 765 LT at 755, I can see that, but the price is ridiculous. It's cheaper than the SF90 by 300,000 plus. Same goes for the Lamborghini Revuelto. About 200,000 less than the McLaren, and the AMG one is a 2.7 million dollar car. That's all I need to say. No way to compare these two things. They're completely different. So I leave you guys with that. Have an amazing day. We will be returning with our Barber College series. We'll be having lots of fun here in the shop. You guys will get to come along and hang out with us. For today, one of my goals is to do a lot of the digital marketing. What does that consist of? Well, we're going to be taking pictures all over the shop. We're going to put them on Google Plus. I need to create an entire network for the business. I'm going to see if I find like a Kindle Fire HD and run all social media through there and all the content so that that content is completely separate. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. May you have an amazing day today. May you conquer everything that's in your path. May everything that you touch turn into solid gold. Always remember to dream big because dreams come true. It happened to me. I know for a fact it's going to happen to you. We'll see you on the next one. Tell me that's not fucking the bomb digging. Check it out. We got more on the way. Holla at your boy. This is what we do, baby. Nobody could do what we do. We do it better. I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee, and guess who gets to enjoy all of this content all to themselves? That would be me. God bless you. See you guys in a little bit, okay? Holla at your boy.